Hello and welcome to Beafundi Fortunes. I'm Natalie. I'm an empath and intuitive card reader. Right now I'm putting up my smudge to make sure all the good energies that are saved here and shared, and to remove any dark, oppressive, heavy energies that we don't want hanging around. Try to get a half-decent reading here. This is an indigenous custom that is celebrated by the indigenous people in North America. It's a mixture of sweetgrass and sage, and it cleans out bacteria in your home as well, 95% of airborne bacteria. And I have done the cards and all my rocks. And we'll just go real quick. There's one of my rocks, cleansing stones. I have 3. That was my first. They're all from right here in my backyard off the beach. Well, except one. One is from a beach somewhere else in the area. And then there's my third one. This is the one that was given to me by a client. Alright, so those are the stones that I use. I don't go and buy them out of a store. They're right from here off the Bay of Fundy. So anyways, yes, we got a good smudge going here tonight. That's for you guys. And blow some good energies your way, I hope. Alright, there we go. Okay, for any of you that are new to the channel, this is Beafundi Fortunes, and we have to give credit for the decks of cards that I use. All the tarot decks have 78 cards in a deck. For all my online readings, I use the Oceanic Tarot, and that is written by Jane Wallace, and the illustrations are Jane Delaford Taylor. That's the Oceanic, and 5 cards I pull from that one for this reading. This is a 5-card spread. At the end, I pull one significator card from my deck of tarot. It's almost as big as my feet. And there's the book, and the book is written by Bridget Reed, and the illustrations are by Colin Howard. Okay, so that's the significator at the very, very end. I'd like to stop for one moment just to say thank you for all your subscriptions, your views, your likes, your shares, and all your comments, especially left below the video windows on the videos. Just to let you know that for those of you that are new, this is a general reading, which means it may or may not resonate with you on a very personal level. But if you find you like this reading and you'd like something that's personalized just for you and nobody else, I offer the service of private readings. The information for that is found below in the description box below this window. Please read that first, and you basically send me off an email after you read how it works, and then we set up what we need to set up. I do not do live one-on-one readings. There's no way. For the work that's involved, I allow questions to be asked, but that's all worked out in the emails. But I don't do live over the phone. I don't do Skype or FaceTime. I don't even know what that is. And TwitFace and all those ones. What you get for your money is a video very much like this one, only it lasts for like an hour long. As long as the cards keep spewing out the messages, and I drain all the messages from the cards, and then the reading is finished. A lot of times it goes over 1 hour, and my camera only records up to 1 hour intervals. Therefore, you end up with 2. You end up with part 1 of a reading, part 2 of a reading. I give you the keys or the link to the video once it's complete to your reading. It takes you back into a YouTube window. It's all saved under private, and nobody sees that but you. And you get to watch that as many times as you like. So, as it is, even just doing the normal, because it's like doing one of these readings, only it's an hour long, it's still about a 6-hour process from beginning to end until you get to view it. It's a long time. So when you break that down by the hour, what I charge for a reading isn't much at all, really. I know others on here that, it's more than that, and I see why they charge what they do, and I'm in complete agreement. But I'm just not comfortable charging that much as of yet. As of yet, mind you. Not that my time isn't as valuable, it certainly is, because I have to make time to do this. So anyways, so having said that, that's that. If you're new to YouTube, you're a brand new YouTuber, you're not quite sure how things work, if you like this video and you want to see more with Beafundi Fortunes, click the subscription button below this video window where it says to subscribe. And that all that does is alert you to every time Bay of Fundy Fortunes posts anything new, you'll be alerted via your email notifications telling you Bay of Fundy Fortunes has posted something new. And that's all that's for. So anyways, having said all that, Gemini, let's get on with the reading here. I see a bit of a mixed bag, but it's almost like some stuff going on for you guys. And at the end, it's looking a little bit better. There's a little bit of a, I don't know, like some of you are maybe, I don't know, you're Gemini. What can we say about Gemini? Well, we could say a lot. One moment here. I'm going to lose you guys. I won't see this video for a moment. But let's see. Let me bring up my little astrological window. Not that you guys will see it, but just to touch on Gemini, because Gemini is complex. And not only that, people born on the cusp of a astrological sign as well. They're kind of like a little bit of both. And then you've got your sun and moon rising and all those other things. You can go and Google those and search for sun and moon rising readings. They may resonate with you more on some months than other than what a reading like this would. Some people claim they really hit home a lot harder. So, excuse me. So what I want is Gemini. Yes, I am on high speed, and yes, it takes this long. Gemini, where are you? Now, let's see what Gemini. We'll just touch a bit on this. Geminis are adaptable, versatile, communicative, witty, intellectual, eloquent, youthful, and lively. They are nervous. It's the other side of them. Tense, superficial, inconsistent, cunning sometimes, and inquisitive. Geminis are curious and intellectual by nature. They are forever exploring people and places in their quest to attain knowledge. Bright, witty, and outgoing. The Gemini charm guarantees that they will be the center of attention in any crowd. Matching their intellect is a well-developed imagination. So they're full of imagination, and they're full of good times. They're full of, they've got a curious, anything. I don't care if it's an animal to a person. If they have a curious nature, it shows some deep intelligence that's going on in that area. But the first card that I pulled for you, Gemini, is Limbo, and it's the Hangman. It fell in your spot of your overall energy. And I forgot to mention that for you that are new. First card falls in the overall energy of the reading. Second card is wealth and finance. Third card is heart, love, and romance. Fourth card is your challenges for the mid-month. And your fifth card is your message from spirit. And at the end, we pull the significator. So right here, we have the Hangman. Now, you've got to take notice here. This is not what you may think it is. Let me get it in the light there. Just maybe about there. Right about there. So he hangs there with his arms outstretched. He seems to have found a comfortable place to hang while he hangs. He's in limbo. He's up for making decisions right now. This whole card is a metaphor for making decisions. But he's almost feeling a little bit bound. But even within feeling bound, he's found a balance, and his body seems to be at peace within. You can see, if you look real close here, if he was in distress, his hands would be clenched. They are not. His hands are open. The muscles in his back is very relaxed. He's just kind of hanging there, chilling, is what he's doing. It's not what's going on outside of him, but what's going on inside of him. Also, you can see the rays of light. They're a sign of insight, and they're also a sign of protection from above. There doesn't seem to be, at this time, Gemini, any forward movement. You seem to be stuck in limbo, but you may be waiting for a decision to be made or to feel that some things are on hold, as I just said a moment ago. Lack of control brings about frustration, leaving you in a place where you may need to compromise rather than hanging around and waiting. Some of you may not want to hang around and wait, and you will reach a compromise. You will compromise on whatever the decisions are that are first and foremost in your mind right now. It may be one, maybe two or three different things, but right now there's going to be one or two that you're going to compromise on because you don't have time to hang around and wait. So, also, if you do find yourself with time to wait, this card is asking that you stay calm and think rather than rush into anything. The keywords for this are waiting, time, frustration, sacrifice, insights, purpose, and viewpoints. Finding other ways to gain valuable insight. For some of you, I feel nudged right off. That's what you're waiting for. You're waiting for another door to open up. You are sitting back and you're being very patient, just like it shows here in the card. He's very, very comfortable and in his position, even though to us from the outside, we're scratching our heads and we're saying that looks rather awkward. All of it's a metaphor, every bit of it. And some of you do have the luxury of time, and you say, well, I'm not going to rush into this decision that I have to make. I'm just going to wait and see if another avenue opens up for me before I go making any final decisions. For some of you, this is moving away, packing up and moving to another town, village, or city. Will you stay or will you go? Or will you take a left turn off into left field that nobody expected and go somewhere else? You're waiting and riding this out. For some of you, you want to wait just a little bit longer because for some of you, you're not the only person this is going to turn and affect. This is going to have an effect on other people very close to you, this move that you're thinking about making. And others may be making the move around you, and you're sitting back and watching what's going to happen next. There's your overall energy of the reading. Excuse me one moment. Gotta stay hydrated. I'm still coming down and getting over something here, self. I don't quite see my good old self, that's why. The second card that I pulled for you and fell in a funny spot. It's a card about choices, and it's the Lovers. And it fell in your wealth and finance sector is where it fell, Gemini. And there's the Lovers. You have to look at the body language here. Their fins, their tails are intertwined. He's looking directly into her face and she's looking away. She only has one arm against his back and he has both arms around her, that I'm assuming. And if you look at her left hand, it's stretched out as if she's trying to pull away. And he's saying, no, trust me. And she's like, I don't want anything to do with this. Just let me go. Let me go. She's not holding him the way he's holding her. It's a whole different thing going on there. And he seems pretty sincere, though. He's saying, look at me. I'm talking to you. Please look at me. Please listen to me. When this card shows up, you're reaching a turning point, and a decision has to be made. An investment for your future, your home, and your job. This all comes down to, this card is about money, money, money. Your income, what you're bringing in, and what you're putting out. Any changes, investments that you need to make. You're about, as I said, you're about to make some changes, and it looks like a move for some of you. So, of course, excuse me, this move will affect your job. You may be able to transfer when it comes to moving for your job. For singles, this card shows that a new love is on the way wherever this move is to. It has to do with new love. Some of you are transferring and transporting yourself to someplace else, and this is all because of a new love. You're going to move where the new love is. You're going to take up a new position of your job or where you work. There could be another office where this town or village is that you're moving to for your new love, to start a new life. And you may be able to just move your guests basically literally from one village or town into another with the same company. But still, with that, it entails a lot of changes for you as well. These are big life-altering changes. that are going to affect, yes, your bottom line. Everything has to be moved. Your banking, obviously, but it goes without saying. Make your choices, though, based on the bigger picture. Don't get distracted. Your keywords are love and commitment, future plans, maturity, emotion, separation, and dedication. And these future plans are definitely affecting your financial flow. It looks like there may, for some of you, Geminis, a new home being bought or built between you and your person of interest. You're starting out together. And the changes are too many to even mention in a situation like that. Financially, two people coming together, and one's making a major move for the other one's sake. There could be somebody making a move towards where you're going, for where you're at as well. It could be vice versa. It could be the object of your affections is saying, well, I can move there, or we can move there. Maybe it's blended families or something like this. It could be. So there's some huge, huge, huge changes coming up right there. And all that affects your job, your life, your income, the end of the week. I mean, it's going to affect a lot of things. So the third card that I pulled for you is Page of Swords. It's about gossip. And this is in your love, in your relationships, anything close to your heart. And this is a Page of Swords. Pages bring messages, always, in one form or another. And it's all about gossip in your love and relationships. So when this card shows up, it's asking you to be clear in your communication, so there's no misunderstandings right now. Well, Lord knows, with all this going on for some of you, communication has to be at the top and has to be key and forefront at all times. That really is this card really supports the Lover's card in your financial sector. Absolutely no misunderstandings. You can't be clear enough on your choices together. Get your heads together. And I do see two heads, a male and a female, coming together and poring over paperwork in front of them on a table, like a kitchen table. And it's a plan. And it's all numbered and squared off. You're using tables and all kinds of things like this. And it's real easy to get overwhelmed and for communications to get muddled up with Mercury still retrograde for a few more days yet, people. So you have to remember and keep that in the back of your mind as well. The key words for this card are complaints, backstabbing, cutting words, politicking. I can't even say that. Legal issues and paperwork. The advice of this card is to be clear and precise in verbal and written communication, so that you will not be misunderstood. Put everything on paper. Make hard copies of everything. This card is really, really, really stressing this. What is going on here for some of you, and it's coming off like there's no two ways about it. There's two people, and one of them's moving and planning, and you're both talking about one of you making the move. One of you has to make the move. You don't live in the same city, town, or place. One of you has to make the move. And who's going to make the move? Who's it going to be easier for? That's something that you have to work on. And once the move is made, you've already made that decision, then everything else will fall into place after that. So, such as finding a place, getting a new banking institution, getting a joint bank account. Maybe that's the order of the day. Maybe you're already at that level in your relationship where it goes without saying as well, that that's just something that's going to happen. I just feel like an enormous amount of stuff going on. That's what I'm feeling. Feeling the heat and the woo-woos off of this one. There's all this stuff going on between two people, and it's all good. It's just a mountain of stuff that I'm overwhelmed and I can't even seem to break it down here, other than seeing your heads together and seeing you contemplating on making the move. One of you has to make the move. It's only one of you. One's moving to where the other is, and that's just the way it is. Okay, so your challenges for mid-September is Nine of Pentacles. It's your monthly challenge, your mid-month. It's gratitude. And Pentacles are good to have because Pentacles are about money, 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 and creativity. And it sounds like for those of you going through what you're going through, making this big move and joining your lives together as one, you're going to have to be really creative and watch the money as well. So this card is about gratitude. It's also, it states that you need to devote time and money and interest and home and appreciate all the good things that are coming your way right now. And it's just a wonderful thing. It really, really is. Your keywords, excuse me. I hate it when that happens. Keywords are luxury, leisure. Oh, excuse me. Home, abundance, independence, and generosity. Lemonade. There's leisure, there's luxury, there's independence. I see a garden and a new home. And one thing you're both agreed on, you need to make your space comfortable and relaxed, blending the two together, the two families together, the two heads together, the two comfort, relaxation, openness. And I don't mean an open room, I mean openness within the family unit, within the structure. It's very important to both of you that there's openness. The freedom to approach a subject at any time, no matter how difficult or uncomfortable. Let the subjects be brought forth and the concerns be brought forth. Not so much subjects, but concerns. Both of you, when you finally get together, are going to have to devote an extreme amount of time into your home, an extreme amount of money as well, to interests within the individuals within that home structure so that everybody's comfortable and everybody's happy. All good things right now for you. A luxury and leisure home, abundance, independence, and generosity. And your challenge for the rest of this month is laying down the blueprints for all these plans and then executing them come October, Gemini. That is your challenge, all right? Is all the components are there, but everything's like a big mountainy mess of wires due to the excitement involved, and you've got to sort everything through and put each wire and connection into each place where it needs to go. So the fourth card, the fifth card, your message from Spirit, and the last card in the Oshami Tarot reading is the World, and it's all about regeneration, and this is your message from Spirit. That's a nice card to have, and what Spirit has to say. And this is where you see how I said it seemed a little muddled and a little challenging at first, and then things are kind of like starting to even, like smooth out the bumps in the road, getting all those wires all separated into separate baskets, so there's some coherence and common sense and logic is around you, so you don't have to double think everything. Right now, life at this point is going to be regenerated and renewed, and finally you'll find success, as I just said. This is an end of a phase, a completion of a job or a project or a relationship landmark, and also a chance to travel. And that could be for some of you. Maybe once you make this big move, you're going to go travel and come back to your your home together and enter through the entryway together. And this could be just something for the both of you because you've been through so much. And this could be the thing. And you say, okay, we've been through so much. And we did everything with integrity to be together. We did everything the right way. We waited a certain amount of time. And now it's our time. But we're not going to dive right in head first. We're going to slow down, and we're not going to give up the pace that we've been on. But at the end of it, you're going to be tired of that pace. And when things are finally starting to go, it's everything settling into its own little place. And so is everybody else and everything around in this new home environment. You're going to say, let's take a week or so off. So when we come back as a couple, and we come back and open the door together, and we walk in the entryway together. And this is our new home, and this is our new life. Let's take a week away together, and the whole thing will be a metaphor. It's like we'll do the honeymoon. We'll do the honeymoon. Okay, so maybe you're not getting married right off, but you're going to go do the honeymoon and then come back like it would happen in a perfect world and come back into your house that you're going to share. It's going to be wonderful. Good feelings there, real good feelings. The advice of the card, celebrate what you've achieved and embrace your new opportunities. Full of energy, full of motivation. The world will be your oyster. That's how this is ending. So this is wonderful. And the key words are success, completion, celebrations, beginnings, travel, and motivation and renewal. Motivation and renewal is shown up several times here. And that's what this is all about. You have been very well behaved and done everything according to the book. You don't feel guilty. You don't feel any regrets. It all is wonderful. Everything in your work is being paid off. Okay, so having said all that, pull the Five of Cups as your significator. And I'm going to get the book out on this one. Five of Cups. This is a significator. Okay. Don't freak out. Don't. Just bear with me. This card represents loss, regret, or denial in varying degrees. It could be a tangible thing, the breakup of a relationship, or an intangible loss of opportunity. This card can also warn you of forthcoming loss and help you to reduce its toll. So you're going to focus on this last part. But up here, the card represents loss. This is not a future loss. This card is talking about loss from before all of this. That yes, there's a sense of loss. For some of you, I feel there's a separation and the breakdown of a marriage, which means somebody has gone off single and they're living their life as single, but they've waited a long time. But there's feelings of regret that go with that because a marriage that did not work out, a relationship that did not work out, a partnership that did not work out. A lot had been invested. And here's the thing, because this card is popping up, it's almost telling you these are the things that you have to do, and you've done them. Actually, there's the feeling that I'm getting right off the get-go. Yes, this card is here to warn you and give you a heads up. Is anything ever that black and white? Is anything ever that cut and dry? Not normally, no. The card indicates that all of these moves and all of these cards beforehand were all brought about due to a breakup. Had there not been a separation or breakup in your previous life, then you wouldn't be going through all this right now. That's what I'm feeling. And the lessons that I learned. And you haven't just met somebody and, oh, now we're going to live happily ever after. That's not been it at all. Maybe for the other party on the other side of this, the other side of you, Gemini, the one that you walked away from or they walked away from you, maybe for them, that's what it's all about. Maybe for them, they're like, well, I can just go live happily ever after now, doodly doodly doo. And you haven't felt that way at all. You're more realistic and more grounded, more of an intellectual than they ever would. Maybe that's why, you know, the relationship wore itself out quite quickly. But there's a balance out there for there's always somebody out there that's our kindred spirit that complements. We're opposite, but we complement each other. And that's very much, my goodness, if you're too much alike, if you're way too much alike, you're going to get bored in the relationship, because then you'll be so predictable with each other, and you don't want predictability. Maybe a little bit more emotionality on this side, to balance out the intellectual side of you. And meeting somebody with a little bit more of an emotional level to them helps to balance you and keep you grounded in the emotional side of life, living people. Okay? And because you're the intellect, you're the solid ground for the emotional person that's on the emotional side of the relationship. You're the solid ground. You're the one that keeps everything real, keeping it real. And that's a good thing to have, because that's something that, if you're an intellect, you go by facts and numbers, and facts and numbers are never wrong. Therefore, you're not one to lie or cause problems. And this is what I'm telling you, what I'm feeling. Okay, Gemini, here's what I'm feeling. A humongous upheaval in your life in the way as you know it right now. It's hard to find the words, but it's just day and night. It's not going to happen over one day or over one night, but it's a huge upheaval. Everything as you've known it is now going to cease to exist. Everything you've become familiar with. And for somebody that's an intellectual, you're taking a big gamble almost, and you're trying to not fly by the seat of your pants. You want to keep your feet on the ground and keep everything copacetic and tickety-boo, and everything's working the way it's supposed to for you. And now this other person. So there's going to be, because intellects like numbers, and numbers they don't sway. They're like this. But you have to remember, Gemini, that you're dealing with other human beings. So you're going to get this despite the facts and the numbers. It's not going to be a black and white world. There's going to be pops of color. This person on the emotional end of it will help you deal with that. You'll see life in living color like you've never seen it before, because this person loves you very, very much and loves you very tenderly. And they think that you've missed out on some things in life, and they're going to show you the other side of life and living and humanity in full living color, and do it in a very loving way. So you find yourself accepting of all that. It'll make your transition a little easier. It'll be a pleasant distraction as well, this other person. You can know each other pretty well, but when you live together, there's the real test of time. And sorry, there's the foghorns blowing here at the cove, way out in the bay. So that's it for now, Gemini. I wish you the very, very best for the rest of September. It was a summer of love. Hey, nobody here pushed you to fall in love over this summer. You did that all on your own. Do not blame the cards. Do not blame the messenger. And now, because fall's coming, you have to look a little bit ahead. When you find yourself looking ahead and talking about the future with this other person, whether you've admitted it or not, because of the fact that you're planning a future, it means you're gone, hook, line, and sinker. You're going to be spending the winter together, and hopefully next spring, next summer, next fall, next winter, next spring, and so on. And because you made these big changes, that in itself is an action. It's not all talk, it's an action, and this is really happening. The very best of luck to you, Gemini. I'm going to stop talking now. This is going to be a 3-hour upload to YouTube. Oh, Lord Almighty, and it's 10. 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe by the time you guys get it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. And if you haven't subscribed yet, If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And then you're going to know when the monthlies for October are coming up for every individual sign. All right, so that's it for now. Good night, Gemini. Sweet dreams and good luck over the next couple of weeks. I'm happy for you. Goodbye.